Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, is a new sheriff in town, and the new most powerful man in the sport of boxing is Ishmail Henson. Goes by the name of Ish. Now, if you're familiar with the sport of boxing, you understand that Ish is the agent for the Creative Artists Agency, CAA, and the negotiator, the handler of Terence Crawford. But not only the handler of Terence Crawford, he's done a wonderful job in securing the deal with Thru Spitz and securing the deal with Canelo Alvarez and Madrimov and the partnership of Bud and Turki Alalshikh. But because of his incredible work throughout the years, he got the keys. He got the keys to boxing, especially in North America. There ain't no big fight in America that is not going to go through Ish Hinson. Yep. If you see fights that are negotiating, even if it doesn't have to do with Bud Crawford, got to go through Ish. Ladies and gentlemen, he is going to be the most powerful man in the sport of boxing. He is the one that's going to be running TKO. He is going to be the one that's going to be he's the one behind the scenes that's negotiating these deals for the ring events. Yep. He's the spearhead. He's the mastermind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you already know that there's a lot of things that's moving around in the sport of boxing. We see the TKO affiliation, but that's how he came up in the game. He was the assistant of Nick Khan. Nick Khan, have you seen the interview lately, right? You already know they like that deal with the UFC and the WWE. Now, Ish is going to be the one that's going to be running the sport of boxing. He's going to be the one that's be running that project. And that project is going to be too big. It's too much money flooded. He's the guy. He's going to be the face. If you could ask some of the boxers behind the scenes who's really negotiating the deal, Ish Henson. He's going to be the mastermind. Now, look, sometimes you start off with a fighter and then you take over the sport of boxing. Let's not forget what Al Heyman did. Al Heyman just had one boxer, then two boxers, right? Started with Andre Berto, Forrest. Then it got to Floyd Mayweather. Then when it got to Floyd Mayweather, oh yeah, Al Heyman took a big slice of the pie. Ish Henson is coming in with that bag. Not only with that bag, with that power. In America and abroad. You ain't never gonna see nothing like this. Ish Henson is going to be the king of boxing. Now look, Turki Alalshikh, as we all know, has been doing a wonderful thing in the sport of boxing, but Turki Alalshikh is also is investing in other things with other sports and entertainment to bring to Riha season. It's not going to be for so long that he's going to be too much into the sport of boxing and just dialing into the sport of boxing. He's going to be dialing into soccer, football, the entertainment, like bringing a bunch of comedians and bringing a bunch of entertainers, and they're going to dabble into other sports. But Ish is going to dial into solely to the sport of boxing. You got Nick Khan, they got other, the WWE and the UFC. You got Dana White, that of course his heart is the UFC. Ish is going to be the man for boxing. And that's what it is. Sometimes everybody get their turn, right? Golden Boy Promotions had their time, and I'm not gonna say they're still not gonna be doing great things in the sport of boxing. But Bob Arum had his time. They still haven't locked in a network deal. Eddie Hearn has his thing out there abroad, right? He's doing his thing. He got a couple of fighters out here like Jerome Bruce Ennis and Richard Hitchens and, Andy Cruz and things of that nature. But Ish is going to be the guy that when you see the big fights and the big fights needs to be made, he's the one that's going to be negotiating the deal. He's the one that's going to be showcasing. He's going to be the mastermind and putting everything together. Ish Henson. Now, when you see how Terence Crawford, look how Terence Crawford became this mega star. Remember, he was a star, right? Before the Thru Spitz fight, he was a star. You know what I'm saying? And he had the accomplishment, but now Terence Crawford is actually recognized as a superstar. Let's not forget the other day, he's the most trending boxer. Even before he announced the retirement, he was the most trending boxer in the world. That's because the genius of Nick Khan. that young, hungry, determined to uplift and to stamp his name into something real special. Matter of fact, you know what Ish reminds me of? I said Nick Khan, but you know what Ish Hinson reminds me of? And I'm no disrespect to Ish in this sense, because I'm gonna compare him to P. Diddy, but I'm not talking about I'm not talking about what P. Diddy did it. I'm talking about the business mind of P. Diddy. How he started, right? As a intern and worked his way up, having the mentors and work his way up to the mogul that he became. Outside of the criminal thing that he's going through, I'm not talking about that. I know you're gonna do all that. P. Diddy, what are you trying to say now? I'm talking about the business, step by step. Ish been climbing the ladder. He's been climbing the ladder, and now he's here. He's the most powerful man in the sport of boxing right now. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Punch Run Boxing. Shout out to Terence Crawford. He retired, and I think that Terence Crawford is not just retiring. I mean, he's retiring as a fighter, but Terence Crawford and Ish is gonna make major moves. Now I understand why Terence Crawford had the ability to say what he said about the WBC. It's because they're already in the driver's seat. Ish Henson and the help of Terence Crawford, I take over the sport of boxing. I don't know if Terence Crawford, how much he's going to be into the sport of boxing after when he retires, but Ish Henson is here to stay. You could call him the new Al Heyman. You call him the Americanized Turki Alalshikh. You could call him the new mogul. All I'm telling y'all folks, mark my words, Ish Henson is the most powerful man in the sport of boxing, especially in America.